you're hearing this right now, you're hearing the voice of Miss Kim Davis. Y'all, welcome to another episode 3, Artist to Artist, Heart to Heart. You got me, your boy Ray Robinson, and my host.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to say it. Miss VC. Miss VC. I know my name.
And again, special guest today, Miss Kim Davis. What's going on?
What's up?
Kim.
Hey.
This is exciting.
Thank you guys so much for having me. It's exciting for me too.
Finally got you here.
Yeah.
Saying finally got you here like the show's been going on for a long time. But hey.
Listen, I'm honored to be one of the first, couple
First
guests. So
few, yeah.
thank you guys.
Third show.
Yes.
Third
Congratulations,
show.
you guys.
So let's start this off with letting everybody know that oh man, I want to say it right. Hold on. Because it's got me cracking up. It had me cracking up all night. I do not have any alternative truths for you today. Any alternative facts, nothing of that nature.
I may have a couple alternative truths.
Best line ever.
Can you believe it?
That's the way you can.
It's
What
crazy.
the hell is an
Alternative
truth?
facts. No,
Fact,
alternative
sorry,
facts.
fact.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
I don't know, a lie.
It's
I
a great way of saying a lie.
Like, come on. It's just crazy.
That's
What's
a great
happening?
way to hide behind a blatant lie.
It just sounds good. But when you really think about it, it's not good.
No, it's not.
It makes
good,
no
and
sense.
She
And-
said it.
and-
Yes, just right out there.
So we know what we're going to be hearing in
And that's what's
months
terrifying.
and years to come.
Yeah.
Right?
So proud to be Canadian.
So proud to be
Yes.
Canadian. So yeah, if you're listening to this, Trump is now officially president. No longer president-elect. He is the president of the United States of America.
So not used to seeing his
Of the
name
whole
pop up.
America.
Wow. The whole
I'm not used
place.
to it.
I still feel like it's a dream, kind of.
Yeah, no, trust me. I'm
You just
waiting.
never really thought it was going to actually happen.
No, I'm waiting for the I gotcha. And it's not
Yeah,
gonna
it's not gonna
happen. Wow, guys.
It's not going to happen.
Anyway.
But in other news, big congratulations to New Edition. They're like my big brothers. Not literally. I
In
don't
your
know
head.
them. I've met
in
them
your
a
head.
couple
Yes.
of times. Again, able to perform for them once, not for them, but open for them. And
Yeah.
Ray,
I
I
remember
don't
that.
know
I
these
remember that.
things. This is
Listen, this is a
crazy.
seasoned vet.
He
Okay.
is, but it's crazy. Like, okay, everybody, I've been saying this over and over. I've known this guy my entire life, and I'm learning so much day to
Yes.
day
Yeah.
about the things he's done. Like, I mean, I do pay attention, Ray.
Yes.
Ray.
do
but-
you really?
I do.
Well,
but
you were away for a long time, so.
there you go. And I do have my hands a little full right now. But, I mean, the support and the love, you know it's there.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. I'm with you.
But that's awesome. New edition.
I remember that. That was Cool House, I think. Or that complex down there, right?
It was it Cool House? Yeah, it was Cool House.
Yeah.
The actual concert was at the Sony Center, but they couldn't
Yes.
make it because of weather.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I was there. I remember that.
And we got
So-
to sing on that stage that night, and it was like,
Yeah.
yo, it's our show. Don't
It was
worry
your
about New
show,
Edition. We got
100%.
this.
Yeah.
But that's
Awesome.
all
That was
because
fly.
of New Edition.
Yeah.
And I will always have respect for them. My first album was Candy Girl.
For
Like my
real.
first, not my first New Edition album. My first album, period, was Candy
Just in
Girl.
life. Right.
So, that's a group I grew up
Wow.
with for
Yes.
sure, and always gonna have love and respect for them.
I like how
Yeah.
we're feeling this old school vibe. If you notice, guys, we're both in Adidas. This was not planned.
I didn't get the memo.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I didn't get the memo.
well,
but y'all look fly.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, they got the Hollywood Walk of Fame star,
Mm-hmm.
and as people know, I've been pushing it. Today is the day that the 3-part miniseries of their life story is aired on BET.
Must
It starts
watch.
today, and it's going to continue tomorrow, Thursday, and then on Friday, pick up that BBD album. Is going to be John Blaze. Yeah, you can tell I'm old school. It's
Yeah.
okay.
I told you, I'm not apologizing. I say a lot of 90s things.
Say it, girl.
You know?
But
No.
yo, let's get right to it. Ms. VC,
Hey,
can you start us off?
you want a note? Is that what you
I
want?
know. No.
Oh no, I know. I'm not the person for that.
No, but did you have anything else you wanted to share before we got into the conversation?
You know what? Nothing in particular. I'm really happy that Kim's here, and I really kind of want to dive into that because I mean, just the first few minutes of me coming in and speaking with you,
Right.
I was like, vibes.
We were like right there. Yeah,
Vibes.
definitely.
This girl's hot. I like
Do
it.
it. Do it.
So,
Do it.
oh, okay,
Thank
we're gonna
you.
dive
Look at
right
it.
in.
Let's go.
The infamous Kim Davis.
Thank you.
Okay, so we were just chatting a little bit. You are the Toronto girl. You are a Toronto girl.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Scarborough to really
Well,
be
to be exact,
but
Scarborough.
Scarborough. Yeah.
Where exactly, like, what area?
I claim, the
claim.
whole of Scarborough,
Okay,
but
that's all right.
I grew up in Malvern.
Malvern,
in
okay.
Blackwell, yeah, and then
Yes.
also Chester Lee.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So,
so-
what high school did you go to then?
I actually half high school went to in South Africa.
Oh,
Yeah, but when I was in Toronto, I went to Mary Ward, which is
Okay.
right at Kennedy and like kind of Steeles area.
Because I noticed like this age group here, we
Yeah.
always ask, okay, what high school did you
Yes.
go to, so you
You
can
gotta
kind of
piece it all
place
together.
exactly.
Yes.
So you mentioned South Africa.
Yeah.
So you said you were born in South Africa.
I was actually born in Toronto.
in Toronto.
Yes, my
Sorry.
sister's 11 months older, and my parents came over here to show her off to the grandparents, and then I dropped out. So I was actually the first, yeah, just like that. So I always tell my family, I'm like, listen, if it wasn't for me, you guys want to have no status. I was the first Canadian citizen in my family.
Okay,
Yeah. So
okay.
we left when I was quite young, and we lived in South Africa. My brother was born there after me, and then we were kind of like going back and forth. My parents, they couldn't decide where they wanted to stay, but
Yeah.
ultimately we ended up back in Toronto.
Okay. Have you been in as an adult?
I haven't been since I was 16.
Okay.
We're planning a huge family trip
Oh,
next
that'd be
year.
beautiful.
Yeah,
I think I
so-
might have to jump in on
You
that.
should.
I've been dying to
I
go to
tell
South
everybody,
Africa.
it's like in your lifetime you must do it.
That seems to be one of the must-go places
Yes.
on people's
oh, you
lists.
just feel home.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it is home.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I'm gonna take you back. Because this is about the artist, right?
Yes.
This is about knowing who you are
Right.
before the music, who you are behind the music, and then of
Yes.
course knowing the music
Right.
and the artist of yourself. Okay.
That's right.
So
That's right.
yeah, heart to heart.
Let's go.
So as a child growing up, how was there an introduction to music? Were you
Oh
that
my
kid who's
gosh.
like, I knew I wanted to sing from I was 3 years old? Were you that kid or
You know what? No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I think I was.
You know, people. I've been
know,
singing
it's
since
true.
I was 3. Like,
Yes.
what is that?
Yes. No, you know what? I feel like a lot of singers who are involved in the church, they
Yeah.
have that they grow up in
That's
it.
true.
You know, so they
That's true.
feel that from the beginning, but that wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
My father is a guitar player. He's an amazing musician. He plays like 10 instruments, and
Oh
he
my
sings, he
gosh.
writes songs, and all of that. So I know he was singing to me in the belly. So music's always kind of been there. Yeah, and my dad, we'd have our little jam sessions, and my brother and my sister, Boys to Men harmonizing, you know, all of that. But because I was bullied a lot when I was a kid,
What?
Yeah.
Look at this face,
Listen.
people.
and that's what I'm saying, just be nice to everybody.
Oh,
because
yeah.
the glow up is just, you know what I'm saying? Like, people could go from anyway. You know, I was very, very fair skinned, and I had this big, bushy hair style because my mom didn't really know what to do with my hair.
Listen, nobody knew what to do with hair back then, which is
and
sad, but
and we
that's the
we
truth.
were mixed, and my sister was a little bit, her hair was a little bit more straighter than me, so people were always like, what are you? Where are you from? And I got the nickname Bush Willie. And it really made me
not
have
nice.
such thick skin, and it really brought out like the fighter in me. So I think growing up being under those kind of circumstances, I wasn't even really thinking about music, you know, as a way out of that.
Not yet.
But I was just, I always, like, I'd watch the Grammys, you know, I'd see Whitney Houston perform, and then I'd be in my room alone where nobody could see, and I'd have my brush, and I know everybody says this story, but it's real. I'd even light a candle sometimes. I'm not even gonna play.
Oh no, you're taking it.
You
to a
know,
different
I
level.
took it to another level.
Good job.
But I'd be doing my little Grammy performance and thinking in my mind, like, I don't know. You just don't think it's possible
That's
to be
hilarious.
successful in it.
No, like you say the brush thing. I remember the towel thing. The girls, do you guys know about this? You
that the
wrap
hair?
your head. Yes,
Yes,
your towel.
honey.
Hey, you
I
gotta
did the towel too.
tell me something, because you said something and it just triggered something in my mind.
Yeah.
So you were bullied because you were
Yeah.
lighter.
Yeah. I wasn't black
That's
enough.
That's like
know?
I've never
Yeah.
heard that before.
Well, you know what? I think it was just like the nappier hair with the lighter skin. It just confused people. And then seeing my sister and her being so fair skinned with these, she has way more African features, like nose, lips. But her hair was much straighter. So people would like, you're adopted, or like, you're not African. Like, just racism. And
Not
picking.
understanding
Just
that
not
African
understanding.
Crazy.
people come in
Yeah.
all shapes,
You would-
Thank you.
You would
colors.
never-
form.
you
You
would never
can't
think that.
place
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, I was bullied, and I was such a tomboy.
Mhm.
Like, and even I never started wearing heels and makeup, and I'll be honest with you, until I started singing background for you. And we had our outfits that we had to wear, and it was coordinated.
Did you encourage that, Ray Ray? Did you make people?
I don't think he was focusing on the singing, but he had people that
Yes.
would, they we were sponsored and we get stuff, outfits.
Gail
and
Phillip.
there you go. But but that was kind of like, that's what you want to see usually,
Yeah,
right? Is like these beautiful lean women in these heels and whatever. So I was like a Tim's, Jordans. Like, I was very into sports when I was growing up, right? So I think that was maybe just another reason why people were like, kind of like, oh, and I look like a boy.
Did
Like,
you play any sport?
oh,
Did you?
basketball, track,
Okay.
everything.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
loved sports. But I looked like a little boy. I didn't have
Yeah.
no boobs at that time. So, so everybody was just like, they would just harp on me.
But that was it. That was the '90s, right?
Yeah.
So everything was baggy.
Exactly.
Like
that was my
the look.
comfortable
Yeah,
style.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So
But yeah, you can get bullied for being too fair. Don't get it twisted. You really can.
bullying comes
Really
in
never
all
thought of
ways.
it. I never.
You're
So-
short,
Yeah.
you're tall, you're skinny,
Just
you're fat.
everyone-
you're
there's
light,
always
you're
gonna be
dark, You're a
something.
boy, you're a girl,
Yeah.
you're whatever.
It's true.
You're right. You're right.
So how did that make you who you are today
You know what?
as a
It
person,
just-
not even as a singer?
Right. It just made me, I feel so empathetic with people and just always trying to be kind to people, because even like how you had that reaction, like, oh my God, you were bullied? Like, really? And it's like, yeah, it happens to anyone and everyone, so it gave me a thick skin. I was always confident, even though I was bullied. Maybe I was faking it, but sometimes you got to fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
But my grandmother was a huge impact in my life and still is today. Thank God she's still alive.
Blessing.
Yeah, and she would always tell me, you're beautiful. She would give me the confidence that I needed.
Reinforcement.
Just the reinforcement.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I mean, we're trying to learn about you in your early
Right.
ages, but some of the things we're going to go back and forth a little
Yes.
bit. But something you said in terms of developing the thick skin.
Right.
Apparently, in this industry,
Wow.
it's needed. Correct? Would you say?
Listen.
And how do you deal with whatever obstacles that come across your way? You might, I don't know, audition for something.
All the time.
And
And
how does that work?
that's the crazy thing. The crazy thing is that I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. So at the time, obviously, you feel sad and stressed, and you don't really know, why is this happening? But looking back, it really made my skin so thick, and it prepared me for rejection, and it prepared me for criticism and that kind of stuff. So it's never easy when you audition for something and you really feel good about it, and then you don't get it. And I always tell my kids all the time, whether they're trying out for sports or anything, it's like, you just may not be what that particular person is looking for.
That's right.
But don't let it discourage you to not want to pursue your dreams or goals,
That's
because
right.
it's a different coach next year. It's a different A&R at that label. So it's like, you have to push yourself to your full potential. And I think it's just given me that onus over my own career, that it's I'm driving it.
That's
Oh,
good.
damn. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well
thank
then.
you. That was good
You gotta
advice.
clap for that. You gotta clap for that.
So clap.
That
Yo.
was good advice.
Yeah. But it's real.
That was
real.
awesome advice.
Thank you. Like, I'll just say one little quick thing. I remember, and I tell this story to my kids too. I remember I did this little, all my friends kind of knew that I sang or whatever. And one of my friends, he was trying to be a rapper. So, he was recording and doing all that stuff. And he had asked me, like, yo, just come in and, like, lay a little hook for me. So I'm like, oh, my God, okay, whatever. I lay this little hook, cool. Eventually Flow, which was like the new radio station at the time, and they were popping. They're playing all the newest Canadian artists, and I'd hear Julie, and I'd hear all these people, and I would think, like, man, I could sing along with these songs. Like, I could do it, And so there was some competition that they were having looking for like a rising star. I can't remember exactly what.
Flow Soul Search.
There you go. So apparently now this guy who I had done this little hook for, he submitted his song. And they straight up called him and was like, unfortunately, like, you didn't get picked, but like, who's singing the hook? So he was very mature about it, and he ended up connecting them to me. So they ended up calling me, and I was like, what? I ended up going and auditioning and do whatever. So anyway, the end of the story is I think I made it into like the top 5, but I never won. I wasn't in the top 3. I wasn't celebrated or any of that kind of stuff. And then it's like 2 or 3 years later, I'm in their rotation.
Okay, so that was exposure.
Right?
Yeah,
so
positive exposure.
Every opportunity, I just want to say to anyone who's listening, it's like any opportunity that you have is what you make of it. If you can pull positives from it, like the exposure, like the relationships that you may be able to make with people, you never know how those can come in handy or, you know, how they can benefit you later on. So just be classy, let your talent speak for itself, and come through and do what you do.
And you know what's crazy? No disrespect to the other artists that were a part of that particular soul flow search, but I don't think any of them were ever on the radio, not even the winner.
Right.
So
well, there's so many things involved, and that's
Exactly.
It's like I always go back to saying this is what I say to my kids, because I'm always trying to shove all this like what I feel like is knowledge into them so they feel encouraged. But it's like you never. Sorry, that just distracted me. What were you just saying? That they weren't doing anything musically?
no, I'm saying
No,
like a lot of them
off the
probably
radar.
didn't end up on
Yes.
the radio.
Yeah.
Right. So what I was saying is when you're doing things, sometimes you never know the politics that may be behind it. For example, like, oh, we kind of work with this artist, or we're trying to push this artist. So sometimes things are done that really doesn't even have anything to do with you. And I'm just saying that because a lot of times when people feel rejected, they don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, it's
or
hard
they're
not to
so
take things
frustrated and
personally,
personal.
yeah,
But it's like, look beyond your dream is your dream.
Right.
So look beyond anybody, any little devil or person trying to stop or put fear into your heart about your dream.
Yeah, I
Like persevere and keep going, because it's only you that will stop singing.
That's true. That's true. And you know, some of these old sayings may be a little cliche, but
Yes.
they have meaning, like in the
Yeah.
sense of, you know, keep trying, like,
Yes.
and nothing that you absolutely love or want in your life is going to come easy.
No.
You know, so that's the thing too. Like, how did you decide to keep pushing during those times when it's like, okay, you know what, things aren't picking up as quickly as I'd
Right.
like them to pick up and what have you? How did you keep yourself encouraged to keep going?
You know what? I have to say support. I've been very lucky, and like I've been on stages with people where they've been booed or things have been physically thrown at them.
Wow.
And, you know, this is the Screwface capital, and I'm a product of that. So I'm not even trying to front. I'm just saying that, thank
heard
God,
that over
it
and
hasn't
over.
happened to me.
Yeah.
You know, so the people have really just kept me so encouraged
Yeah.
to sing or to write songs or just to keep being creative.
Screwface
You know?
capital. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I have to really
Screwface.
think about
Like
that.
I've seen it. Like I've been on the stage and seen that. So
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really thought like, okay, I'm gonna stop or quit. I feel like there's just different levels of like activeness as far as it goes, because I'll always be singing, whether it's to my little niece, you know, Kennedy, or whether it's like on a stage in front of people, because I can't get away from it. It's such a part of who I
you are.
am that I'll always be doing music, but maybe it's just going to be at church on a Sunday.
Amen.
You
sister.
know, it's just depending on what I feel like I can take on at that
And
time.
it's huge. I always say, like, I mean, people will ask you sometimes, what would you do if you weren't doing whatever it is that you're doing, and or what would you like? What would your dream be? And I always say singing, like real singing from the toe, like the belting out the
Singing.
note, you know?
Yes.
And I mean, I'll help out a little backup sometimes with Ray. We've done some things, but nothing like what you've been doing. So, you know.
Yes,
All right,
Ray,
y'all,
Ray
well-
has definitely put a lot of people onto that background singing game. Let me tell
Yeah.
you.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see what's up. But listen, everybody, we're going to take a quick break. We got to pay those bills. But we'll be right back. Yo, make sure if you haven't told your friends to tune in, y'all need to tune in. All right? You got to check this interview out. It's about to get hot.
In a sea of people, it's easy to get lost amongst all the stories we have to tell. With this platform, a new voice is being heard, one that offers real insight to transform, educate, and inspire greatness, always building, nurturing, and evolving with the times. Our goal is to make a statement, to transform the world, and engage all of its citizens. Accepting multiculturalism is taking the first step and listening to each other, uniting towards positive change. It's not about any one race, religion, or culture, but about uplifting and empowering one another. Standing above segregation is our game. Our vision is to expand, to create and implement change, zeroing in on what matters the most. Banding together to preserve and celebrate our heritage, cultures, and community spirit. Become inspired by real people, your friends and family, and see that impact within our society. Be proud of the work we have done together. Community focused, we are the Toronto Caribbean newspaper.
Your one-stop shop. Yo, we're back live, y'all, and it's all good in the hood. So again, please share this feed, share it. Let people know that Canadian artists are the best. All those in the U.S. that don't want to deal with the things that are about to happen, please come over here. Just playing, just having some fun. Anyways, so while y'all looking at that, I got a question to ask. And the question is, what do y'all feel about the Chrisette Michele situation? Young lady decided to sing at a Trump function. I don't think it was the actual day that he was nominated or the event of the nomination, but not the nomination, the inauguration. How do you say that word again? I can't say that.
Inauguration.
Oh, I said it right. Okay. My lyrics are tight. But in my opinion, I'm like, she has a right to vote for, I don't even know if she voted for him, but she has a right to do what she didn't do anything to hurt anybody. So what is the problem with her? Go ahead.
Well, okay. No, she didn't do anything to hurt anybody, but what it is that did it help anybody with her singing?
No, but do you know the extent that they went to? Apparently she lost something that she had with Netflix.
Yeah, with Spike Lee, he took all of her songs out of something he was doing.
Yeah, there
her
was
music was in it or something.
It was I thought he hadn't quite asked her yet. I thought he was
No, 'cause they were going back and forth on her fiance and somebody else, Talib Kweli, I think.
Oh.
But it was
Baller
something
alert,
else.
people.
But apparently she also lost something through Netflix.
Oh,
themselves.
no, I didn't
And
hear
people
that
are saying
part.
she's probably going to lose more. And I'm like, okay, you know what? You don't have to like her decision.
Sure.
But she has the right to make a decision.
Absolutely.
True.
And if we're going to keep taking things away from people every time they do something that we don't like, then, like, what are we really saying about society?
You have a solid point. You know, I mean, I'm surprised that people are actually pulling away from her. Like, I mean, pulling jobs away. I think that's a little far, but I mean, outwardly voicing your opinion
That's
that you
fine.
might not support.
If you don't like it, that's fine.
Yeah,
Voice
for
that.
sure, for sure.
But to say, well, you know what, you're not going to work with us anymore. Like, really?
Yeah, I think that's a bit harsh. I didn't know those type of ramifications were happening with her. No, but I mean, I was disappointed. I came across an article actually. It wasn't nice. They really bashed her. They're like, oh, you know, she's not someone who's really on the radar on the R&B charts and whatever. But I'm sorry. Aside from all this, she is so talented. I love her voice. I absolutely do. She's one of my top few right now. You know, but.
It's so unique.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that nowadays you almost have to hide your opinions. Like you're ostracized. You're judged. Yeah. It's too much, but I don't know. She did her thing. She got the money.
Yeah.
You know,
took advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm good now.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Was it 250 or was it 750,000 that she got?
750.
They said 750, but then they came back and said it was 250.
No. No.
That's what they said.
No,
No, you can
no.
give me
Because
150,
if you,
I'll
I'm
take
just
the
thinking
150.
the amount of
Give me
people,
100. Good.
the amount of people who said no,
Yes.
she had negotiating power,
Yes.
right? So, she did good.
So you wouldn't have done it. Let's say this is your only stream of income, and you're offered a certain amount of money that can probably take care of you for at least 2 years. At least, to me, I could probably do 5 years with the math that I heard she got. But at least
real.
2 years, you're gonna be taken care of. And you know, with music, it's what's next. You can't see beyond what's next.
Ray, she's
So-
not hungry.
What do you mean she's not hungry?
She's not hungry.
What are you trying to say?
Meaning,
Like
she's
she
not
could have done
po.
4 of her shows and got that same money. It's like this is why money is the root of all evil.
Yeah,
because
she's not. It
what are
makes
you willing to do
compromise.
for the money?
Compromise.
Yes, money is good,
Nah.
but what are you willing to do to get that money? What is the example that you're setting? This is but again, this is still someone's own personal convictions and choice.
Opinion
Right.
on something. And we don't even know that she's supporting Trump in the sense of I agree with his views, but
But do
he
you
But
is,
think? But do you
unfortunately,
think it's saying that
affiliation.
the fact that she's on the bill and
Unfortunately,
supporting
does.
it?
I think people look at it that way. But I look at Steve Harvey. People were bashing Steve Harvey as well. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, if what he said is actual, so he's going in because he was invited to the table and he wanted to see what he can bring to the table to make a change. Because no matter what you want
But
to
he
do,
was clear on that.
Right.
And
yes, but people are still bashing him.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, what if Chrisetta's like, yo, he's going to be the president. Let's try to bring the country together. I'm a black person,
Right.
and most people think that he's against black people. So why don't I be the guy on the left side saying, you know what, I don't agree with everything that Trump is saying. And I know she didn't verbalize this, but that could have been her thought process.
It could have been, but I also look at the fact that so many other people were approached ahead of her, and
shut that down quick.
exactly.
She did make a statement now, though. She did
Which?
a poem or a spoken word piece. I didn't really look into it like that, but I did see that she had
Yeah.
given a statement on it. So you should check it out and see what she's talking about.
There was something in regards to a Martin Luther King speech that was in there, I heard.
Oh, in her
and
poem.
talking about, I don't remember all the details, but I mean, hey, it's just a question.
It got a little messy. I'm not gonna lie, because as I said, I'm a supporter of her 100%. I attempted to go to the show that came to Toronto. I know it's
Love
still
Jones? You're talking about Love Jones, right?
it's still hard to talk about, but you know, but yeah, I mean, I can't lie. When I heard that she was going to sing for him, it kind of put a little damper, a little shade on my view. But I still love her as an artist. I
course.
will say that
Good,
for sure.
good. All right, well, let's bring it back to you, Kim. Tell us more about your journey. Let's skip a certain area and let's go to say I know you were doing stuff for Keisha Shante.
Yeah, I was.
So-
That was kind of through you, though, in a way.
Okay, keep.
I know
See?
it but it
Man,
really all-
Ray.
Listen,
Gosh.
people. This is what I want to say. Royette Baptiste, right? She passed away, but she played such an instrumental part as well. So let me just give you that quick little story. Her sister Treasure, amazing vocalist. Like I'm talking Mary J. Blige, Lauryn Hill, smushed into one.
Wow.
This girl's amazing. And
combo.
Chazelle,
Yeah.
you know, we were like we met. We musically were just like on, constantly just running a 3-part harmony, doing leads, just having so much fun. And her sister, Royette, Treasure's sister, was such a huge supporter. And she was always into kind of like doing the television stuff.
Yeah.
You know, she went on to do the show Caribbean Vibrations. She was the host and one of the producers with her husband, Alan. And she would always talk to me and have these just encouraging, supporting one-on-ones. Like, yo, listen, anything is possible. Like, go for it. Do it. Like, you have a talent. And this is I swear, everybody she met, she was just like this light that would just of positivity and love. Like the sweetest woman. And she had actually come to me and said, listen, you know, I know this artist who is about to come out, and like he's really really dope. Like he has this, like you wouldn't even think he was from Toronto, because you know everybody kind of had that Toronto sound where like their records didn't even sound mixed. It just wasn't up to par with.
My friends and I used to say it had a basement sound.
You would hear it and just be like, "This is a Toronto
that
song."
was done at home,
right? and she was like, "Yo, like this guy's looking for backup singers. Like you should really go." And I'm like, "What?" Anyway, long story short, I get driven because I didn't have my license till I was 25. That's another story.
Oh, man.
So I get driven out of the hood from Scarborough into this big, massive house, like near the Woodbine. And what's that area called there?
Humberwood.
Yeah.
Area.
And like this giant house, right? That like I don't see. I wasn't used to seeing, and I'm just like, who is this guy? Like, okay. So we go into the house, and the artist is not there yet, and I'm like terrified. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, I have a couple minutes to like listen to his music and just like figure out if I could sing it. And the house is super fly, big, huge studio upstairs. It looked like the real world. Like, you know, one of those, like the kitchen is just like ready for 10 people, like just super fly. This is Kid Cut's house. And this was like the studio house, okay?
It's Kid Cut's house.
Okay, gotcha.
And, you know, they start playing me this music, and I'm listening to this music, and I'm just dying. Like, who is this? Like, why haven't I heard who is this?
Yeah.
Come to find out, the artist's name is Ray Robinson. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. So I'm there doing my little thing, trying to figure it out, and eventually he shows up, you show up. And I had my audition. I was so freaking scared. I was so nervous, but you were so nice and so encouraging and so sweet.
That's our Ray.
Yeah, and I ended up getting the job. So that's really how I started being on stage and like getting comfortable with like, okay, whoa, there's a lot of people looking. But I was playing like the back, which was so amazing because I didn't have to be terrified. All I had to do was hold down certain notes, look cute, be in coordination with a little 1-2 step, and we were good to go. But you actually did a show with Keisha or an award show. You did something, and we actually did the backgrounds.
The UMAC Awards.
Yeah, because I think Keisha was more, she had dancers, but she never really had singers. But, you know, you sang. So you were like, no, they have to be here. So we actually ended up, you hired Chazelle as well as a background singer in time. And then there was a couple, Jessica and a couple other people that had come and gone. Jackie, who, oh my God, I love that lady. Still to this day, just love her. But yeah, so we had the opportunity to sing background for her. And then her MD, Oren Isaacs, I think at the time, he ended up calling us back to do a couple of shows with her singing background. So I wasn't, like, I did a couple shows for her, but it wasn't like, you know, touring or like any, you know, big time something. It was just like a one here and one there. But I'm potentially writing for her currently.
Nice.
Yeah, so she's
Full
coming.
circle.
Yeah, she's coming out with some new stuff. So I'm trying to, you know, get in where I fit in and work more with Canadian artists as far as writing goes.
Well, we haven't really played one of your songs yet, have we? Has something been played already for Kim?
I think in the beginning.
We did. We'll actually get into that in a sec.
Okay.
Cool.
In a sec for sure.
Yeah.
So let me, since you brought up my name.
Yeah.
I remember we were doing a street festival.
Yes.
And in rehearsals, I said, listen, guys, the show's an hour.
I will never forget this.
And I said, look,
You're singing this.
I want the tree, y'all.
Yeah, you did.
So I had to do that tree.
Yeah, you
y'all.
did.
But I said, I want
we
y'all
were like
to
the
sing.
three little birds.
but I said, no, you guys got to step up front and sing your own thing.
Yeah.
Because I wanted people to hear your individual voices.
Yes.
I
think
love
you
when
picked
people
our
do
songs
that.
too.
I don't remember.
You
what I
picked our songs,
Yeah.
and it was so perfect. What you picked for each of us.
He has an awesome
But
ear. He
I'm
really
gonna
does.
I'm going to tell you what I do remember. I remember you didn't want to do it.
No.
Kim.
Yeah.
No. I'm like, yo, you're dope.
Say yes
Terrified.
to everything.
And what happened
Terrified.
that day to me, for me, it kind of like showed me something about you. When your turn was up and you sang, the audience went bananas. I don't know if you remember,
Yeah,
but the
I
audience
do a
went
little bit.
bananas.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep, I'm losing the backup singer. But
And you know what? And that literally was like a life-changing moment for me because, like I said, when you're off to the side and you're kind of more supporting, there's not as much pressure.
Did you know back then that you wanted to perhaps branch out?
I never
were
ever
gonna-
saw. Like, first of all, I love harmony.
Yes.
And I love blending.
Yeah.
And I love choir. And I love background vocals and arranging. So that had always been kind of like my thing, where I love to do that. But as far as being like an artist and standing in front of people and like keeping them entertained and being like, I never felt like I thought I had a good voice, but there's more to it than just that. You need to be able to, you know, present yourself a certain way and keep people engaged. And it's like, I never, like, you would be doing stuff and you'd be talking to them and I'd be thinking to myself, like, I would be dying right now. Like, I wouldn't
What do I say?
I wouldn't know what to say. I would talk so fast. I know I'm going to cuss once or twice or say some kind of slang that nobody understands because I'm from my little area over here. But I remember that day, and I remember you telling us that, and I remember being like, he's lost his mind because ain't nobody feeling to go. But you really encouraged us, and you made me sing an Alicia Keys song. And Chazelle sang a Beyonce song, "The Summertime," because, you know, she's high up. She's high up in those notes.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot right now.
Yeah.
I want you to do something raw, just
Do it.
raw, a song that comes to your mind right now, and you just want to belt it out.
Ooh.
On the spot.
I gotta think of something.
This is
or just real quick.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm
I'm gonna dedicate this one to my man then, if that's okay.
Oh,
you know, he always on my mind, so.
Okay.
Oh. Come a little bit closer and look into my eyes. If only for a moment. Boy, don't be surprised.
Slow dance.
I want you right here next to me. So tell me, can we spend some time so I can hold you softly in these gentle arms of mine? And the moonlight's gazing, shining on my window pane, beaming down on the midnight hour. I hear the sound of rain. Yeah. Tonight, I wanna make love.
Woo!
I hope you're listening tonight.
That's your message.
Yeah.
There's a serious message
I
out
hope
there
he's
tonight.
listening.
I hope he's listening too.
Yeah, because he's not home all the time, but he's home tonight.
The message is clear.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
man.
beautiful.
Dope.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yo, you see the Toronto talent that we got right here in this room
Big
today?
it up. Big it up.
What are you saying to me? Nothing.
So Ray, can I ask you to do a little something
yeah.
for
Oh,
the
I'm
people?
just a radio
please?
personality. I'm just a radio
No.
personality.
something
come
from
on
that
now,
first
Ray.
album. Please.
Come on.
Why don't we sing,
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
can
I
do
got the
something.
backs.
Do it. Yes,
Whatever you do,
yes.
I got you.
let's
I'll
sing
just
it.
snap my fingers.
What's that song?
You bring all the vibe and the energy, girl.
I can't even think of no songs right now. What did we do in that room that night? That Valentine's Day show. I think Whitney just died. It must have been a Whitney song.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that video's on YouTube. It was something you were singing and I just kind of jumped in, I think.
I think it was the other way around.
Really?
Yep.
What Whitney?
I don't know, like she had just died. She
Aw.
just died. And we were there and you started singing a Whitney song.
I know them all and I love them all. It could have been anything.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
Come with
what was it?
something.
I can't remember.
You can sing a nursery rhyme. Something.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know, that's a dope song.
It is.
Good.
It is.
Let's see how
Do
good-
it.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me?
You guys are crazy. That was awesome.
Listen, Ray can make anything church.
Okay,
Let me
honestly,
tell you.
this is what being an artist is all about. I love that.
Well,
I've
you
always
said it,
admired
right? You
that.
said
Oh
ABC.
my gosh.
Listen, I'm wearing my other hat. I can't sing when I'm doing this.
Listen, don't sleep. Don't sleep on Ray Robinson, okay?
That was beautiful.
Oh, my goodness.
ABC's in a whole new light.
All right. We don't got too much more time, but I want you to take us to you on tour. What's the craziest thing that's happened to you as an individual, whether it be with a promoter, a fan?
Oh man.
Like, what's the
You look like you
craziest
have a lot.
experience that you've had?
In a positive light, negative light, just any kind of light?
Any kind of light.
Wow.
In fact, I prefer the
Okay.
negative light.
That's juicy.
Well, of course, doing this kind of thing, there's always like, oh, we didn't make enough money at the door. Oh, I didn't have enough to, like, don't play with me and don't play with my money. Because so many expenses have to happen before I end up on a stage. And if you want me to show up as Kim Davis, whoever that person's supposed to be, and how that person's supposed to look with the hair and makeup on fleek,
Yeah.
that's going to cost a little something. So, of course, there's been the promoters that are trying to be janky.
Hold up. So you have a personality on stage?
No, not per
Okay.
se, but no, not per se. But when people hire you, they want you to come as this, like, what you see in my photo shoot pictures, and it's like, that is not me every day. That is like, I've been through hair, makeup, like a stylist, like I'm put together.
Okay.
And
got
people
you.
want you to show up like that, but it's like,
You
those are
gotta-
not my family members. Those are people who have jobs doing those things. So they want to be paid. Now, of course, you live and learn. So now you request half before you even go to the damn place, so you could pay all your people, and then you're good. But in the beginning, when you're not thirsty, but when you're trying to get out there and you want opportunities, sometimes you're like, okay, you're gonna pay me the night of, okay. And then you advance pay all of these people, and you go and you sing your heart out, and then it's like, oh, we don't really have money, and it's like, don't do that.
No, that's
So
not
there's been
nice.
that.
Yeah.
I've been singing on a stage and had people like run on the stage and literally just like grab me and hug me. And like there's no security or anything popping like that. So that was kind of like, whoa.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then there's the shows
scary.
that never happen.
Ah.
Oh.
They just never happened. They never made it into Toronto. The promoter is just, where the hell are you? Like, so there's been some of those. But
okay, go ahead. Finish.
I will say one thing I will never forget is being on tour with Estero, who's also a Canadian artist who's amazing. And I got put onto that gig through Julie Black, who's always looked out and helped me every time she can. I have so many stories about how she's influenced me, how she's helped me. But either, I was on tour with Estero opening for John Legend. And every night before we'd have the concert, actually Neo was opening for her, so he was amazing as well. But when he would do his sound check, and when he felt to, he would just sit at the piano in an empty hall, but I'm just like at the side stage watching because he's so amazing. And he would just sing. It would be so raw and personal, just piano. Like he didn't need the whole friggin' band, because just alone his voice and playing that piano with no one in there is something that I will never forget. And it always reminds me that no matter what happens, my voice is my own.
Yeah.
And no one can ever take it from me.
No.
And it's mine. It's unique and it's only mine. And that's why there's only one, because no matter what, no one can be you, and relish in that thought and find those things that you can bring out.
I love this. You have a solid foundation, it
I
seems.
try.
And
I'm very
no, that
lucky.
would
I
be
have a
helpful.
good family and an amazing husband and amazing kids. But I know we got to go soon. Can I just plug one quick thing before I forget? Okay. So I just finalized this show, so I wanted to share it with you guys, and I really, really want all of you to come if you can. This is a show I'll be doing on February 3rd. It's presented by Art2Heart. I hope I'm saying that right. Projects and the Royal Ontario Museum, so ROM. The hashtag is FLNROM. This is part of TD's Black History Month series. It is a great launch for Black History Month. They're also having an avant-garde ball February 10th, so look into that. And the Grand Black Diamond Ball on February 25th at the Fairmont Royal Hotel. And I think there's also performers as well. Like I know the headliner is one of my favorite artists, and I know one of yours too, Brandy. So we're gonna figure out how we're all gonna get some tickets to that.
Well, I was
Yes,
there last
please.
year, so
And
Yeah,
how was
it was
It
beautiful.
good?
I performed last year.
Good.
With,
It was really,
It was
really
dope.
impressive.
Okay, so we're definitely going.
We're going.
100%.
We're going.
So, as you guys know, as Ray said, he went last time. So this is a must-attend celebrity-filled event. Check it out at www.blackdiamondballto.com. And yeah, come check me out if you can.
A must-go event.
Yes.
Last year I also went to, and I was blown away because
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything to this capacity here in
Right.
Toronto,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
So honestly,
that's good to know.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy yourself.
All
Hope to
right.
be there too.
You mean us?
Us.
We're
Yes.
gonna have a
We're
good
gonna
time.
have a great time.
Yo, Brandy, I'll die.
What?
I will.
Brandy? I've been waiting for her to come here for years.
She's been your girl for a minute.
Oh
You've
my
said this for a
gosh.
long time.
Do you remember being on the? This is how I knew I loved Ray, and how I knew that we were like just connected on a soul level, because people don't even know this record. Like you have to be a certain type of artist to even know this
I know
record.
what you're talking about right now.
When you were sitting at that piano playing
Vanishing.
I
Mariah
was
Carey.
like, okay, you know what's
you know.
up. Like you know what's up. I just had to bring that memory back.
Sing it.
because- No, you sing
Sing
it.
Sing it.
I don't even remember how that goes right now off the top like that. Sing.
No. It's in your key.
All of the memories and bring them to life. Surely I would hear the distant laughter. Wasn't it you and me surviving the night? You're fading out
You guys
of my
kill it.
sight so quickly. You're vanishing, drifting away. You're vanishing. Oh, you're vanishing. Yeah. That's a tune. That's a tune.
Okay,
Do
you
you
guys
know,
finished
do you know
too late.
Languishing by Mariah Carey? Not that we're going to sing it, but that's the next one you need to get on.
Is it a newer Mariah?
Kinda. Just
Nah.
languishing.
Okay, you
Thank me
guys
later.
are sick. Honestly, I hope I see some type of collaboration again in
Yes.
the near future.
I need it for my project, so I'm going to hunt him down.
Honestly,
I
like
know, yeah.
this is artistry right here.
Oh, yeah.
Toronto.
So fun.
Yes.
So fun.
You know what? I'm gonna ask you to tell us about a song that we're about to play.
Sure.
Man Like That. Tell us how this song came to be, who
Okay.
you might have worked on it with, and so on and so
Yes.
forth.
Man Like That is such a fun record, and it's definitely 100% dedicated to my boo, because the whole premise of it is every girl should have a man like that. The way you're holding it down, like that. The way you're always around, like that. A man who's willing to change, but I don't even need you to change, because whatever I want, you got. Those are actual lyrics, so check it out. You're going to hear it in a second. But this song was actually brought to me by an amazing producer who I work with a lot, who also did Valentine for Life, named Spins, who is super, super duper dope. And he was writing with a guy named Jerron B., who we know today as Party Next Door. Party Next Door. Big up the whole OVO crew one time. OVO. But yeah, so we co-wrote the record, and I love the song, and it's fun, and I was just getting engaged, so it was like, I was all in my feelings, and it's just a fun song dedicated to my boo. So Johnny Rocks, I know you're listening. Yeah.
Johnny Rocks, what's up? I gotta get my abs together. Please help
Me
a brother out.
So that's Man Like That.
When we are born, the world is a foreign place. We have not yet mastered the use of our five senses, and our eyes cannot decipher the complexities of judgments we do not know. As children, our innocence allows us to see a world of endless possibilities. We thrive in the world of imagination, creating a place where everyone writes a unique story, and there is zero judgment, since everyone is the same, yet unique in their own way. Over the years, humanity has altered our ways of thinking, creating stigma, judgment, and prejudice based on the history of our ancestors. We have trained ourselves to believe that our history puts us at a disadvantage in society. Our unique and exotic classifications are a testament to the diversity of the world. History doesn't have a future. It's set in stone. The possibility for change lies in our responsibility to know our self-worth, learning from the history, embracing and honoring our heritage, while educating, inspiring, and empowering others to see past what's in front of them to the power inside. It's not about what you look like. It's about realizing the potential of humanity and recognizing the greatness in everyone. It's time to invest in solutions, change the conversation, and think differently about our future. Life isn't a competition of who can do better than the other. It's about eradicating prejudice, boosting self-esteem, discovering our identity, and carving out our own legacy while aspiring to achieve greatness.
Oh my goodness. Hey y'all, let me just take one moment before we leave here. Something I just recently got involved with is we call it a street feed. And I just want to encourage you to donate whatever you could donate or even come out and help. What we do is we go down to Sherborne and Queen every other Saturday at 7 a.m. and we just feed the homeless.
Oh my gosh.
We provide them with clothing. If there's clothing provided to us, we provide that to them. And we pretty much make a circle. So it starts at Sherborne, it goes up all the way to Spadina. I mean, there's so many places.
That's
You'd be
beautiful.
surprised how many places there are. And it's called the Street Feed Ministry, and it has been in existence for the past 7 years. I just joined this year. I didn't know
Wow.
about it, but I just joined this
Beautiful.
year.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, definitely. And
And,
it's all year round. It's not
It's all year round. This is not a Christmas thing. It's
or
not
Thanksgiving.
a Thanksgiving thing. This
Good.
is all year round. And again, they provide sandwiches, fruits, water, occasional treats, along with clothing
I love
and
that.
personal care items. And what we're trying to add to it, we're going to try to add an entertainment aspect. That's where I
Nice.
come in. I'm going to bring other voices down, maybe somehow figure out how to have a concert for them because they can't afford to go
Of
to
course.
a concert.
Let me know,
Um,
please.
We'll definitely call on you for that.
Yeah, for sure.
And this is done through Kanisa Fellowship, which is at 63. I can't even say that. Dunblane Avenue.
Spell it.
Dunblane. D-U-N-B-L-I. Sorry, B-L-A-I-N-E. That's D-U-N-B-L-A-I-N-E Avenue. 63 Dunblane Avenue. And if you want to get in touch with someone, then I guess you're going to have to get in touch with me because I don't have any information. I don't have any other information than that. But if you could donate clothes, bread, they
Or your
make cheese
time.
or time.
Mhm.
They make cheese sandwiches or jelly sandwiches. And I think they mostly use brown bread because these people are
health
health
message.
conscious.
All
They're,
right.
they're health
Yes.
There's a
conscious.
health message there.
And yeah, if you could help out, help out.
Please help
Yeah,
anybody
that's
listening.
wonderful.
You don't have to be a humanitarian. You just need to be human.
Ah,
We're all we have.
I love that.
Whatever you have is enough. Whether it's time, money, any resources, get out there and be active in your community. People need help. People need love. People are going through all kind of
That's
stuff.
right.
So please, please, please find a way to be involved in your community.
That's right.
It's
and
important.
it's all year round, you know. That's the benefit of it. It's not just Christmas time,
Right.
Thanksgiving time, because people say, "Oh, I get really busy with my own
Yes,
family and my own
yes.
things." So
There's always time
yeah,
to help. And
absolutely.
just be kind, people.
Mhm.
Every day, try your best to just be kind. Smile at somebody when they walk
Spread
by.
love, for real.
Yeah,
Wow.
you know, smile and be kind and be empathetic and just love. We're all we got.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what this gentleman said to me this Saturday that just passed. So we're feeding, and this man comes over to me and he's like, you know what? I want to thank you guys for everything that you're doing, and I have a message for you. And the message is that you need to keep your head up and look to God. God is talking to you. He hears you. He knows what you need. He's hearing you. Keep your head up. And the crazy thing is I actually needed to hear that.
Mm.
And I'm hearing it from somebody who is seemingly down and out, but he still has enough
A message
in
for
him
Faith,
you.
yeah.
to say, you know what? Let me share something with you.
That's awesome.
You're sharing with us. Let me share something with you. So these are amazing people just
Yes.
going through a hard stretch in their
Yeah.
life. You know, if you can assist, please do so.
That's incredible. Thanks for sharing, Ray.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So, Kim, let people know how they can find you on social media or anywhere else.
Kim Davis Music, KIMDAVISMUSIC. That's pretty much across all the platforms. You can find me there, Instagram, YouTube, blah blah blah. Let's be friends. Hit me up. Like, Don't just be a follower and never say nothing to me, and then, you know, DM me like, yo, I just seen you at da-da-da-da-da, but I didn't say no. Like, let's get to know each other and let's support each other and let's be friends.
That's actually really nice.
Right?
Yeah, we need to hear that from our artists because sometimes we feel that they're unreachable.
Yeah,
but
no.
you're reachable.
Y'all are going to see me in Scarborough Town Center. You're going to see me in Yorkdale. Like, it's cool.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Anytime.
Yo, everybody, that's our time. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. This last song here is Show Me the Way. I'm sure you've heard it before. Yo, support your local artists, y'all. One love.
Big tune.